This is Paul Fromm with the Canadian Association for Free Expression. I'm in London, England at the London Forum here on the 24th of September 2016. It's been a long day. And I'm interviewing Alison Chabloz, who has made quite a name for herself. She is a singer, entertainer, musician. She performed here today with a standing ovation, and she's gotten herself into a lot of trouble recently. And so perhaps, Alison, you could tell us what happened.
Well, my show was banned from the Edinburgh Fringe. I think I'm right in saying it's the first show that's ever been banned from the Edinburgh Fringe.
Now, the Edinburgh Fringe has some fairly avant-garde entertainment.
Yes, it's supposed to be the platform for radical artists to get themselves a foot into the entertainment industry. But my show was not allowed.
And have you appeared there before?
Yes, I've appeared there, and it was my 5th year in Edinburgh. I've already done 2 shows. Which were well reviewed. They weren't quite as political as the material I was intending to perform this year. Yes.
Well, no. Do they give a reason as to why they banned you?
The reason was that my show is too political.
Too political. So people that are on the fringe or radical, you mustn't be too political.
Too fringe for the fringe.
Too fringe for the fringe. Well. What are you producing that's got them so riled up?
In fact, I received a gift of some lyrics, a poem written by Gerard Menuhin, who's the son of the Jewish violinist Yehudi Menuhin. I saw some videos he'd posted on YouTube of his grandfather commenting about his experience as a youngster in Palestine, where he was sent to study. And in fact, these lyrics, Tell Me More Lies, inspired a set of revisionist songs.
Now, tell me more lies. You brought down the house with that today, but can you just tell the audience roughly what it's about? What are these lies that people are telling you? That I'll love you in the morning, or those type of lies, or what?
No, it's a bit larger than that. It's the lies we're told on a daily basis by the mainstream, by TV, publishing, films, and in particular with regard to Second World War and modern history.
I see. So it's really the Hollywood version of World War II and the new religion of Holocaust.
That's right.
And Mr. Menuhin and you and your songs are saying that we've been told a lot of lies.
That's right.
As Huck Finn used to say, stretching the truth till it snaps. So how long have you been putting out these controversial, beyond the fringe songs?
And the songs are quite new. I wrote them this spring, in fact. Before then, I've always performed, and my views. I've been in trouble for my views for what I've written on social media, but there was no musical report to my views at that time. This music that I've written is a result of the persecution and the attacks on my livelihood from being pro-Palestine, anti-Israel.
So you're pro-Palestine, for the rights of the Palestinians to get their land back,
yes.
and obviously anti-Zionist, and that began to interfere with your work, or your employment, I should say.
It did, yes. I was working for the German cruise company, AIDA, in 2014. I was sacked from that job because my enemies found out who I was working for. AIDA is incidentally not German at all, but rather a sub-branch of Carnival Group owned by an Israeli-born US businessman. Yes, I was sacked for a tweet that I'd sent out a year before I started working for the company.
And
claimed that
what
it was
your job on this?
I was a music manager. So I accompanied actors who sang. I made sure that the singers and the soloists were singing the right parts, etc.
So it's a pretty responsible position.
Yes.
So you lost that.
Yes.
And the reason given was a tweet you'd sent out a year before you even got the job.
That's right.
And what was in the tweet?
And the tweet was a response to an uber-Zionist British campaigner, head of the Likud party, in fact, who said that in Israel, if you want to go to a nativity play, you need to take a gas mask. And I responded by saying, Israeli Jews believe in the baby Jesus and the nativity saved at last, hallelujah. That's the tweet that I got sacked for.
So what you might say is either a sarcastic response or a religious opinion. This is something that a trend we're finding in Canada, in the United States, in Britain, in Australia, that the price of dissent on certain sensitive issues like another tribe's story, and that is the story, the so-called Holocaust. It's not our story, it's somebody else's story. But if you dissent, you can lose your job. And the price of having another opinion isn't that somebody writes a tweet saying, you know, you're an idiot, or here's why you're wrong. It's that you must be destroyed.
Yes.
Well, did you have a union in this?
I had a union. I was a member of the union, but since the 80s and Margaret Thatcher, the unions have become toothless, and they failed to offer me the support that I think I warranted. At the end of this, they advised me to go to the police. The police have also been very wishy-washy, trying to wash their hands of any involvement. No, thanks Marxists, being in a union did not help.
So standing up for the working man or woman doesn't go too far if you're crossing
That's right.
the powerful Zionists.
That's right.
I think this is a message, you know, in this and other videos we're trying to get across to people, the tremendous price paid by honest men and women who have a different point of view. That to cross the politically correct, particularly in the story, in the terms of this new religion of Holocaust, is to invite attacks on your ability to earn a living. What about your friends? Has this had any
Yes,
impact?
it's also had a negative effect. I was quite active in my local Labour club. It's not an affiliated, they say they're not affiliated to any political party, but I've been banned from entering the building there again. Jewish organisations sent examples of my tweets taken out of context, taken out of the thread of the conversation, saying, look, this woman is an anti-Semite. The club claims to welcome all political views, but clearly it doesn't.
But not anti-Zionism.
I organised with one of the committee members 5 benefit gigs for Gaza during the last war, just after the last war, for medical aid for Palestinians, but that doesn't seem to have any bearing. They banned me. And that was a big part of my social life. I would go to folk sessions, sing-arounds, help with gigs, help with the sound system, etc. So yes.
Are they as big into inclusion and diversity as they are on the other side of the Atlantic? Every second word of their idealism is inclusion. Does it not strike your tormentors that they're not being very inclusive of you, and they're not very much for your diversity of opinion?
They don't. The irony does not seem to be. They don't seem to understand the irony of the situation. So they want social inclusion and equality and the same rights for everybody, but you just have to be the right religion.
What are your plans for the future?
For the moment, I'm staying around my hometown of Manchester. I'm not too sure. There was talk this afternoon that I should really make a CD, so that would be something that I must do. I've been saying it for a long time. Make a CD. I've made some wonderful contacts today. It's been absolutely fantastic to be able to perform in front of a live audience. I've been in withdrawal symptoms. After performing over 200 gigs last year, I've done about 3 this year. So hopefully more upcoming concerts that I will be able to find a platform and to sell some CDs.
And how can people see your work on the internet?
Just by Googling my name and YouTube.
And why don't we spell it out?
My name is Alison, Alison, and my surname is Chabloz, Chabloz.
Alison Chabloz. It's been great having you, and do check her out on the internet. Here's some of her songs. She is a gifted and exciting entertainer, and everybody at the London Forum today really appreciated it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
This is Paul Fromm with the Canadian Association for Free Expression.